Let's talk Tanya for the 12th of Cheshvan. Today we begin chapter 27 of Igeres HaKodesh, a condolence letter that the Alter Rebbe wrote in the year 1788 to the Chassidim after the passing of one of the great Chassidic masters of the time, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Haradak. In 1772, the Maggid of Mezrich passed away. The Maggid of Mezrich was the teacher, the Rebbe of the Alter Rebbe, and when he passed away, so the most senior and respected student of the group, this was Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Haradak, and he took over. He assumed the mantle of the leadership of the Chassidic movement. In 1777, however, this Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Haradak, he moved away. He, together with a group of Chassidim, he moved to the land of Israel, which is also connected to Igeres HaKodesh, because many of the letters of Igeres HaKodesh are about the Alter Rebbe raising money for charity for those Chassidim who joined Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Haradak in Israel. And some 11 years later, in the year 1788, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Haradak passes away, leaving the Chassidic community heartbroken and devastated. And this is true whenever a great person passes away, but obviously this is even more emphasized by Chassidim, because one of the major ideas of Chassidus is the idea of what's called hiskashrus. Hiskashrus means connection, the idea of that soul connection the Chassidim try to establish with their Rebbe. And when the Rebbe passes away, obviously a very traumatic event. And in this letter, the Alter Rebbe seeks to, in some way, console and comfort the Chassidim. And the purpose of this letter, the Alter Rebbe is trying to establish that the connection that a Chassid has with his or her Rebbe, the connection to a tzaddik, does not end with the passing of the tzaddik. And in order to understand that, first we have to analyze when we say that when a person passes away, their life has come to an end. What is life? You know, we tend to think of life as a time span, the time span that begins with when the person is born, and it concludes when the soul departs from the body. But that's not the view of Torah. We know that the Talmud tells us that tzadikim b'misasan kruim chaim, that tzadikim, holy people, after they pass away, they're still considered alive. Now, if after they've passed away, they're still considered alive, so obviously then we need to re-examine our definition of what life is, because this person has passed away, the person has been buried, and yet the Talmud insists that they're still alive. So what is life? Life is not about a span of time. The way the Alter Rebbe explains it, life is about what makes you tick. If I turn to you and say, hey, how's life? What am I talking about? I'm talking about your blood pressure. I'm talking about the physical, your physical biology. Life is a person's aspirations, a person's pleasures, that which makes a person wake up in the morning, a person's goals, the things that drive a person. That is a person's spiritual life. For most people in this world, what is their life? Their life is the pursuit of money, happiness, pleasures, fame, glory. But for a tzaddik, the Alter Rebbe says, what is their life? And the Alter Rebbe brings down different psukim, different verses to support what he's saying. The life of a tzaddik is three things: emunah, ahava, and yira. Emunah, faith in God. Ava, love for Hashem. Yira, awe and reverence for Hashem. These are the feelings that motivate the tzaddik. This is what the tzaddik's life is all about. And if this is what the tzaddik's life is all about, the fact that the body passed away, the fact that the body no longer is operational, these are all soul traits anyways. So when the tzaddik passes away, nothing has changed. The tzaddik's life continues on just as it was before. Just as when the tzaddik was over here alive in this world, the tzaddik was consumed with faith in Hashem, love for Hashem, reverence for Hashem. After the soul departs the body, the same thing continues. And Alter Rebbe says something interesting. He says when our sages talk about a person dying, so a phrase that they use at times is shavak chayim l'chol chay, which means this person, he has left life for those who are living. Which obviously, what does that mean? And Alter Rebbe says when a tzaddik passes away, the tzaddik is leaving behind from his life for those who are living. The tzaddik's life, which continues on, we can all connect to that life. If we have a love for that tzaddik, if we have a love for that holy person, and we continue in the path that tzaddik started and that the trail that the tzaddik blazed, meaning we connect to the love of the tzaddik, the awe of the tzaddik, the faith of the tzaddik, which that is the life of the tzaddik and the life that continues, then we maintain our connection to the tzaddik even after the tzaddik's soul has departed his body. So the Alter Rebbe is turning to Chassidim and saying, yes, obviously it's difficult. Your Rebbe is no longer here in a physical body, but his life continues, and we can continue to connect to his true life, that spiritual life of the tzaddik. In tomorrow's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe will continue on this idea, and we will conclude this letter, this condolence letter that the Alter Rebbe wrote to the Chassidim.